If you think you are bad at understanding spoken English, you are honestly not. The truth is, native speakers are literally changing the sounds of words depending on, well, their mood.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like an excuse for bad listening skills, right?
Yeah.
But the phonetic data completely backs this up.
Welcome back to English Unfiltered. We are doing a deep dive today into a very specific kind of panic that I know you have felt.
Well, the vocabulary panic.
Exactly. Like, you know the vocabulary, you passed all the tests, but then you step off a plane or you start talking to someone in real life, and it just sounds, it sounds incomprehensible.
Right, because why does the exact same English sentence sound completely different every single time you hear it?
Yes. It is so frustrating.
Well, we call that the listening shock. And the disconnect happens because there is a fundamental flaw in how people learn languages versus, how those languages are actually used in the wild.
Wait, what do you mean by a flaw? Like, we're studying it wrong?
Basically, yeah. Learners typically study dictionary pronunciation. You listen to this very slow audio where every single vocabulary word is perfectly isolated.
Oh my God, yes. Like, what do you do? Ang. Every syllable gets this equal heavy weight.
Exactly. But native speakers rarely pronounce words in isolation like that. Real spoken English is, it's incredibly fluid.
Fluid how? Like, they just mash it together.
Pretty much. Sounds connect to each other, they reduce, or they just disappear entirely. So what are you doing naturally morphs into watch it doing.
Right, the T and the Y just merge into a CH sound.
Yeah, and that final G just vanishes before it is even spoken. It is completely gone.
I think I have a way to picture this. So studying dictionary English is kind of like looking at individual, really jagged rocks.
Okay, I like where this is going.
But real spoken English is like water flowing down a mountain. The water takes the path of least resistance, right?
Oh, that is a great analogy.
Yeah, it naturally smooths out those jagged rocks, which are like the hard consonants, just to keep its momentum and its rhythm going.
That captures the mechanism perfectly, honestly. The language physically adapts to its environment just to keep the flow alive.
So the sounds blur to keep the rhythm going, but what actually triggers those changes? Is it just people talking too fast?
Well, speed is definitely a factor, but the real driver is actually psychological.
Wait, psychological? What do you mean?
A speaker's internal state literally alters their pronunciation and their rhythm. So whether they are relaxed, excited, tired, or nervous, it changes the sounds.
Wait, no. Are you telling me that if a native speaker is just tired, they are actively changing the phonetic rules of the language?
Yes. It is easy to dismiss it as just being lazy with grammar, but it is actually about energy conservation and physical mechanics.
Okay, so dropping syllables when you're tired isn't just laziness.
Not at all. Think about it. If you are exhausted, your jaw naturally drops, your tongue feels heavy, and your body just wants to conserve energy.
Oh, wow. So you physically just can't make the sounds.
Exactly. You aren't consciously deciding to be lazy. Your physical state literally prevents you from hitting those sharp consonants. The effort just isn't there.
Okay, but what if that same tired person suddenly gets a shot of adrenaline? Say they get really nervous or super excited about something.
The rhythm shifts instantly. The pitch spikes, the pace accelerates, and suddenly the stress lands on entirely different syllables.
That is insane. So the social context and the emotional state completely dictate the rhythm of the sentence.
Exactly. Not the dictionary rules. The emotion runs the show.
This makes so much sense, yet it is incredibly frustrating for learners. We feel guilty for not catching every word, and we just assume we need to study harder.
Right. But the reality is, native speakers do not actually care about pronunciation perfection.
They really don't, do they?
No. Perfection is actually a barrier in casual conversation. Native speakers really prioritize three things.
Which are?
Communication speed, emotional flow, and social rhythm.
So if dropping a consonant or just swallowing a vowel helps match the emotional vibe of the room, that sound is just gone.
Oof, it is gone. They will absolutely butcher the official dictionary pronunciation just to keep the social rhythm intact.
Because the priority is the connection, not the phonetics.
Exactly. The connection is everything.
This entirely reframes the challenge for you as a listener. English isn't a fixed sound system at all.
No, it is a highly flexible spoken rhythm system.
Right. You aren't listening to a rigid set of rules. You are trying to catch a constantly adapting rhythm.
That is the core realization right there. The reason the same speaker sounds so inconsistent across different situations is that their environment and their mood are, they're constantly shifting.
The target is quite literally always moving.
Always. You are dealing with human emotion translated into sound waves, not a textbook recording.
So if you are listening to this deep dive right now, and you have ever felt overwhelmed by native speakers, just take a breath.
Yeah, be kind to yourself.
It is totally normal, and it is absolutely not a failure on your part. Natural conversation is literally meant to morph.
It has to, or it wouldn't be natural.
Exactly. So next time you can't understand a native speaker, ask yourself this. Are they actually speaking English right now, or are they just speaking their current mood?